Hi guys. I recently got to the point where I'd finished reading the Urantia book from cover to cover 3 times, as well as having read the first two, maybe three parts several more times than that. Um, so I think that's a bit of an achievement to have read that 3 times, and I really don't regret reading it at all. It's really helped me to kind of reinterpret a lot of the stuff that I read years ago. I'm kind of like using this as a kind of intellectual yardstick that vindicates some stuff that I've read, but also kind of disqualifies other things that I've read. This book's amazing and it keeps on giving. You could read it 30, 40 times and you'd still find more in there. Like I said in the previous video, it is an incomplete revelation. It says many, many times in this book that not everything is covered, just in the same way that it also says that the various authors behind this book, they themselves don't have all the answers. But yeah, but I think now that I've read it 3 times, that it's quite an achievement. If I had to choose between the Crowley stuff and the Urantia book, I probably would choose the Crowley stuff instead. But if I was on the proverbial desert island and I was only allowed one book, or maybe I was in a prison cell and I was only allowed one book, it would be this book. I'm really quite glad that I discovered this. I wish I'd read it years before because it would have saved me a lot of trouble if I'd actually read this book when I first bought a copy. Um, the first copy that I bought was in Glastonbury High Street. If you know the little what they call the Glastonbury Experience, which is around the back of Courtyard Books, and they have that cheap book section where books are going for £1 or £2. And I picked up a paperback version for £2, but I never read it. I don't know why. But now, yeah, like I said, I've read this 3 times and it's been really helpful. Like I said in the previous video, this book vindicates some of Crowley's stuff, but it also disqualifies a fair bit. The people that wrote this book weren't trying to win a popularity contest, to put it mildly. Um, I don't want to say too much because I want people to discover for themselves the intricacies and subtleties in this book. But yeah, when I got to the point that I'd read it 3 times, I did feel like I'd achieved something. It's probably it's not just the most amazing book that I've read. It's probably one of the most amazing objects I've ever owned. It's amazing. I really don't want to go too much into the detail. I want people to discover it for themselves. Um, Suffice to say, I did make a video a few weeks ago called something to do with erudition versus gnosis. And I must admit that I'm still at the point where I've got the academic knowledge, I've got the erudition, the book learning, the vocabulary, but I'm yet to have an experience or a kind of Gnostic encounter with anything mentioned in this book. Like, I haven't seen a cherubim angel, I haven't seen a chronal deck, I haven't seen an enseraphimed torpedo of interstellar light. None of that. And I can't prove to anyone that this book is saying the truth. There's no way I could convince someone that this is the truth. They'd have to read it for themselves. They'd have to be, for want of a better term, initiated into the ideas behind this book. But yeah, I've read it 3 times now, and I think I've achieved something doing that. And I wish other people would read it. Like I said in the previous video, if you're a Thelemite, then reading this book will be very helpful. Although it might affect your thelemic paradigm of how the world operates. Um, yeah, the Urantia book, and it keeps on giving. It's so multifaceted, and there's so much cross correspondence going on that the connections between different concepts in this book are truly exponential. You could read this book 100 times and you would still carry on learning. It's pretty cool. Um, but anyway, yeah, the Urantia book. That's my video for the day, and I might make some more videos about the Urantia book. But I'm definitely going to do another video tomorrow of some sort. Okay.